Have you ever been stabbed in the back by the people you trusted most? It feels like the end of the world, right? But what if the single worst moment of your life was actually the start of something incredible? Today, we're looking at one of the most powerful verses in the entire Bible that proves God has a secret plan, even in our deepest pain. It's Genesis 50, verse 20, and it goes like this. As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. This is the story of a guy named Joseph, whose own brothers hated his guts. Why? Because their dad liked him best, and to make it worse, Joseph had these crazy dreams that one day his entire family would bow down to him. The jealousy got so bad that they didn't just want to hurt him, they wanted to erase him. So they ambushed him, threw him in a pit, and then, in the most shocking move of all, they sold their own brother into slavery for 20 pieces of silver. Can you imagine that? They went home, showed their dad a bloody coat, and lied, saying Joseph was dead. For them, the problem was solved. This was pure evil. They had no idea they just kicked off God's secret plan. Joseph is dragged to Egypt, a total nobody. He's a slave in the house of a high-ranking official named Potiphar. It seems like it's all over for Joseph, but this is where it gets interesting. The Bible says God was with him, and everything Joseph touched turned to gold. He gets promoted to run the entire house. But then, disaster strikes again. Potiphar's wife makes a move on him. He says no, and she falsely accuses him. Joseph is thrown into a maximum security prison. From the pit, to slavery, and now to a dungeon. It looks like game over for real this time. But if you believe that God's plan is bigger than our problems, smash that like and subscribe button right now, because what happens next is one of the most insane comebacks in history. Even in prison, Joseph's character shines and the warden puts him in charge. Years pass. Then, Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the world, has a dream that freaks him out, and none of his magicians can figure it out. Suddenly, someone remembers the guy in prison who could interpret dreams. Joseph is pulled from the dungeon and stands before Pharaoh. He tells him the dream is a warning from God. 7 years of massive harvest are coming, followed by 7 years of deadly famine. Pharaoh is so blown away that he doesn't just free Joseph. He makes him the prime minister of Egypt. In a single day, Joseph goes from prisoner to the second most powerful man on the planet. The evil his brothers did has put him in the one place he could save everyone. When the famine hits, it's devastating. And guess who shows up in Egypt, begging for food? Joseph's brothers. They bow down before this powerful Egyptian ruler, having no clue it's the brother they sold into slavery years ago, fulfilling his dream perfectly. After testing them to see if they've changed, Joseph finally reveals himself. They are absolutely terrified. They're expecting revenge. They're expecting to pay for what they did. But instead, through his tears, Joseph gives them grace and speaks the words this whole story is about. As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. He saw their betrayal for exactly what it was, evil. But he also saw God's hand, taking their horrible act and turning it into a rescue mission for thousands of people, including them. This verse isn't just Joseph's story, it's a promise for you. The betrayal you faced, the unfair situation you're in, the pain that feels like a dead end. It's not the end of the book. God is always working behind the scenes. He doesn't cause evil, but his power is so immense he can hijack the enemy's plans and use them for your good and his glory. Your pain has a purpose you might not see yet. God's plan for you is bigger than your pain, and his purpose will always win. If this message fired you up, share this video with someone who needs to hear that their story isn't over. And in the comments below, let us know about a time you saw God turn a bad situation into something good. We want to hear your story.